I am Lamont at Large, and today I am at the Bellevue Cemetery here in Bellevue, Nebraska. Mickey Lynn Barrett Bailey, age 33, of Council Bluffs, left this world unexpectedly to go live with the Lord Sunday, October 13th, 2013, after a fatal car crash on Interstate 29. She was born September 20th, 1980 in Omaha to Mike and Sherry Barrett. Mickey attended Lewis Central and graduated from Bryan High School, Omaha in 1999. She had a son, Dylan Okerbloom, in 2000. The sparkle of her eye, Mickey worked at the Hilton Garden Inn in Council Bluffs and was currently employed at R.J. Nelson. Mickey Lynn was full of life and always ready for a new adventure. She loved Hello Kitty, her animals, family, and many friends. In loving memory, Danny Joe Eberl, 1970 to 1983. Danny was a newspaper boy out here in Bellevue, Nebraska. Just like any young kid back in those days, you get a paper route, and with the money that you earn, you could buy whatever you want. And Danny had a blue bicycle, which he rode to do his paper route, that he valued very much. It was the greatest prized possession he had in his life, and he wanted to earn money to buy accessories for it. And on September 18th, 1983, he was doing his paper route, and he had about a couple papers left. He was almost done. And that's it. He came up missing, and his parents were worried about him because he had to return from his paper route. Normally, he went with his older brother, and then they would, go do the route together on opposite sides of the street. But that particular morning, he went by himself. So the Omaha Police Department, the Bellevue Police Department, they all got involved, and well over 100 volunteers searched all over this wooded area. As you can see, it's a lot of woods, a lot of wilderness out here. And they combed and searched, and they enlisted the help of the FBI to help find them. And on September 18th, 1983, Danny was found in his underwear, tied up, dead, off of the side of a gravel road about 4 miles in the outskirts of Bellevue. He had been stabbed repeatedly. His body was mutilated. A man by the name of Joe Burke was the man responsible for this little boy's murder. And Joe Burke, he was responsible for a couple other murders as well, and he got what he deserved. He was executed via the electric chair in Nebraska in 1996. What possesses a man to do such horrible things? I personally cannot tell you why or how, but this poor boy, 13 years old when he died, only wanted to just deliver newspapers just to earn a couple bucks. And that scumbag tore apart that family, changed that family forever. When something like that happens to a family, you're never the same. Family get-togethers they're not the same anymore. There's an empty void in your heart, especially something that happens in such a brutal way such as this. Rest in peace, Danny. Charles Brickman, 27 years of age, died while playing intramural soccer at an indoor soccer facility in Omaha. Services were held on September 21st, 1998 at Bellevue Memorial Chapel in Bellevue, Nebraska. Chuck was a graduate of Papillion La Vista High School and Colorado State University in Fort Collins, Colorado. He was employed as a software development analyst at First Data Corp in Omaha. Chuck had played soccer since elementary school. He enjoyed traveling, skiing, and snowboarding. He also played guitar and piano. Chuck will be greatly missed by family, friends, and coworkers. What is your life? Is it even a vapor that appears for a little time and then vanishes away? Jason died in a motorcycle accident. But it is true. The world is so old that we're here for such a short time, so enjoy it for what it is for as long as you can, because tomorrow is promised to no man. You know the rest. Rihanna Sue Anson, October 5th, 1994 to October 27th, 2015. She just turned 21 years of age. She was a cheerleader at the University of Nebraska, Lincoln. And she fell off the top of a parking garage. During the preliminary investigation, they weren't sure whether she fell or she jumped off. They tried to resuscitate her, but it was no use. She just turned 21 years of age, had a whole life to live. Big Elk, Indian name Long Pa Tonga, 1770 to 1846, last full-blooded chief of Omaha tribe, friend of the pioneers, and grandfather of Logan Fontenelle. This is Big Elk. He was an Omaha chief of the tribe out here in Nebraska. His story is a little bit different than other Indian chiefs in the fact that I'll tell the story like this. He's seen the white man, as you call it, encroaching on his land, and what are you going to do when you're him? You're going to fight against men that have technology in terms of guns that outpace your guns. They have more guns than you. Back in those days, and a lot of time, they were still fighting with arrows. And on top of that, they had surrounding wars with the Sioux Indians. So he was one of the few Indian chiefs to actually befriend the United States government. And, even though they kind of sort of turned their back on him in some ways and fashion, he still had belief that his tribe and settlers, as he called them, would be able to live in harmonious peace. Okay, guys, that concludes the video. That was unexpected. But before we end it, I wanted to show you something kind of odd that I seen that I was just going to get to. If you can see that sign right there, you probably can't because my windows are too dirty. But this is the area of this cemetery right here where people conduct green burials. I've never seen a cemetery where they separated the green burial areas from the rest. Now, a green burial, in case you don't know, well, it's kind of like what you're thinking it might be. It forgoes the embalming, anything to do pretty much with preparing a body for a traditional funeral. No embalming, no coffin. Normally, they'll either use a biodegradable shroud or a box, and basically you place the body in the box or in the shroud, and then you just bury it just as that. You know, you came from the earth, return to the earth, and I do like the idea of a green burial. Me, myself, when it's my time to go, since I haven't been able to come up with a solution to escape death like everyone else, I would probably prefer to be cremated, but the idea of a green burial kind of intrigues me, to say the least. Part of me feels that there is a big economy in funeral homes, and a lot of times when you're grieving and you just suffered the loss of a loved one, there is unfortunately money to be made, and the green burial I believe is going to get very popular over the next 50 to 100 years, and I think a lot of people are going to forego these traditional funerals in terms of just doing a green burial, because not only is it more cost effective, but it's just, to me, it just makes sense environmentally. Not that I'm a tree hugger, but I do love trees, I do love grass, and what have you. Anyways, live but not live, but still alive by the grace of God. I am your host, Lamont at Large. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll catch up with you on the next vlog. Peace out.